All right, guys, back out at the range again today with, you guessed it, the P09 C Nocturne. And yes, it is suppressed. So I thought, I don't know why this didn't dawn on me before, but I thought, hey, I have a P07, an original P07 that is in urban gray, which is next to impossible, if not impossible to find now. And it's a threaded barrel version with raised sights on it and everything. I wonder if the threaded barrel would go into my Nocturne. And indeed it did. So I will say that I took not only the barrel, but also the spring. Now, I believe it seemed like the spring was the same in the two guns. So from this gun to that gun, they seem the same. But just to be on the safe side, I wasn't sure. I took the spring out of the P07 and I put it in the Nocturne. So I put the barrel and the spring in here and I have it suppressed, or I have the suppressor on there, my rugged Obsidian 9. And I don't have any more MagTech to run in here, but what I have learned through the years is that if a pistol is going to have issues, ejection issues, it's going to be while it is suppressed. It's kind of, I've said, separate the men from the boys, if you will. Now, I should probably do this type of thing off camera first, just to see how it's going to do. But, trying to stay true with you guys seeing the first shots, I'm going to do I haven't shot this yet. I loaded it up with some Blazer. I don't have any more MagTech. And also someone commented and said when I did my range review, or follow-up, if you will, to the Honest Outlaws video and the optic and all of that stuff, and I was testing the different magazines, someone said that I did not try the P10 C magazine. Now, I have it labeled on the side, so I definitely brought it with me, but I went back and looked at the video and I tried the P10F, but it doesn't look like I actually ever did the P10C, which I believe is the one that he used. He said it would not feed. So I've got it loaded up with Federal, and I'm going to shoot it. But first shots, I got the aluminum Blazer brass in here. Again, like I said, sometimes it can separate the men from the boys with ejection issues. Now, if it does fail, I'm not going to trash the gun. I mean, it didn't come from the factory suppressed, but I'd say I'd probably need to get another spring, but it will smoke a lot. I just cleaned this suppressor really, really good, like really scrubbed it good. And I put some white lithium grease on the spring and piston there as they recommend. So every time I do that, it really smokes badly for a first couple of magazines. So whatever, get over it. But here goes nothing. Wow. You have got to see that target. I've got to just got to hold on a minute because I'm going to have to turn this around. I'm standing here at about 12 yards. I was shooting at that black circle right there. Every single one of them, dead center of that target. That is, that's pretty outstanding there. Shot every one of them. So I'm going to put the P10C in here, so that I can make for sure that I did try that, since that's the one that he said would not feed. And I do have the Federal 115 grain brass loaded up in here. And it seems to be, I'm gonna go over here on this other target. I don't think my wife would agree, but I believe I'm gonna have to make her shoot this because wow. Let me turn the brightness up a little bit. think I found my new favorite way to shoot this gun. Again, that's, you know, one of the benefits in shooting suppressed is that you get more accuracy out of it as well, not just the deadening of noise, if you will. So got the P10C mag through there. So it does work. It did function. It did lock back, as you could see. The gun did function suppressed with brass and aluminum. So let's take the barrel out here and see if this P10C barrel will fit in here. I didn't think it would. It looked a lot wider. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. So, you know, hey, at least we know now. So I just tried my P10C barrel. I did not think that it would work just physically looking at it. But the only reason I even gave it a thought is because someone commented and said that it would work, or that maybe some video they had saw, somebody said the P10C barrel would work as well. I did not think that it would, and I just confirmed that indeed it will not. So if anyone had any questions, the P10C barrel will not work in the Nocturne. And when someone comments something, you know, you guys know me, I got to try it out. So I'm going to put some Blazer brass instead of the aluminum. See if it'll feed that. Again, as I've said in the other videos, in no way am I calling out the Honest Outlaw. Very, very possible that he just got a lemon. Very, very unfortunate that CZ would send out a lemon and it would go to one of the biggest YouTubers. Man, that really sucks for them. And I hate that. But mine has been just as much fun, if not more so, than my original P07, P09. It's been a complete blast to shoot out here, and nothing but pure accuracy. And anytime my wife shoots real accurate with a gun, she talks about how much she likes it. Got a lot of wind out here today. So I'm definitely gonna get her on this. So as you can see, it did lock back. I know that there were people saying that they had issues with it on the very last round, or sometimes mid-magazine, it would just lock back and would still have a round in the chamber. There it is, there it is. So we're shooting this suppressed, and you know, if it's gonna have ejection issues, you would think that it would suppress. I guess what I could do is I could take the spring that originally came in it and shoot it that way. See if the springs were the same, because I wasn't completely sure about that. But I suppose there ain't but one way to find out. So I'm taking the spring out of this is the spring that came out of my P07 Urban Gray, and I'm putting the actual spring that came with the gun, with the Nocturne, back in there. And because I just assumed, since the P07 had a threaded barrel, I just assumed that it would have a different spring. And so I just changed the spring with it. But again, I didn't know for sure, because like I say, it didn't come ready, suppressor ready. I'm gonna load the Blazer brass back up here, see if the spring with the original Nocturne will work. You know, I'm trying to answer all your questions. Any question you might have. If you want to get you a threaded barrel, if you got an original threaded barrel P07, if you just want to go buy a P07 threaded barrel. You're not going to get the Urban Gray because they don't make it anymore. But so here's the spring, the original spring that came with the Nocturne. As you can see, it did lock back. I guess the most surprising thing about this whole situation to me is how that I got a 2-inch black circle in the middle of that white target, and it's all white now. This suppressor turned this thing into probably one of the most accurate pistols I've shot this year. Either way, I'm gonna put my wife on it. So we got her shooting it. I stopped the camera, filmed a couple of shorts with my iPhone, which I will put those up as well so that you can see those too. With me shooting and just how nasty. If I can get a picture to go up in the video, I'll put the picture of that target up. If you weren't able to see it on the video, I'll see when I'm editing it. But then I got one of her. She was not as accurate with it. She said that the dot was barely above the suppressor, so it was messing with her a little bit. But nonetheless, she didn't really miss any. They were all in that 8-inch plate. So 75 and 50 is 125 plus whatever we took out of here. And I'm going to do 2 more mags. I'm going to get up pretty close to 200 rounds suppressed. Again, it does have the original spring that came in the Nocturne. I have switched it back over. It doesn't seem like it's made any difference at all, but it has function suppressed. There's been no malfunctions whatsoever. So I'm going to do my calling card. You know, everybody, the best part of your day, I know, is when I John Wick, and everybody tells me about it all the time and how awesome it is. Sometimes I can pull it off. Sometimes I can't. It can be a little difficult sometimes with the front heavy gun suppressed, but I'm going to do what I can. You know, you got to do what you can for the people. That thing is nasty suppressed. I'm telling you right now, that is nasty. So if you have a P07 laying around that's threaded, definitely put your threaded barrel in here. Now this thing has gotten stupid hot, and like I said, I feel bad because I buy these guns with my own money. This is money God allowed me to make and provided for me, and I hate to abuse them. I really do. And I only do it hoping that it'll pay off one day on the YouTube, and you know, for you guys, obviously. And so I haven't got to clean it, and then anytime you shoot one suppressed, man, it gets absolutely filthy. And I will try to put, and I mean the GSR that's all over that glass, I don't even know how I was seeing that dot, to be honest with you. But I'll try to put a picture of that up as well. But this thing is absolutely filthy, and it put 200 rounds downrange suppressed without a hiccup of any kind or even a hint at a hiccup. So I don't know, and it's got, and I made sure before I left last night when I was packing everything up for church this morning, I took a screwdriver, a big flathead screwdriver, and I really cranked down on this TLR 7A because someone said that because of the light that he was running, it really put tension or pressure, pinched, if you will, the front of this slide and caused it to do something with the slide lock levers. I'm not sure. I'm just saying what they said. They were blaming the flashlight, saying that it was the flashlight's fault. I don't know, but I cranked down on this thing last night to make sure I got a good tight And I typically don't do that. I hate that when it eats into the polymer. But either way, I don't know what more to do to this gun. It has been now through 800 rounds. I'm getting close to 1,000 rounds, a couple of John Wicks later, and almost, so we're getting up there. We're getting close to 1,000 rounds without a single hiccup. I hit the slide lock one time shooting it with defensive ammo and made it lock back. But other than that, completely flawless. Totally recommend this gun. Totally just as good, if not now better, with the threaded barrel and the optic than the original P07. Again, I'm not going to do this anymore. I feel completely confident with this gun. I'm going to go home, baby it up a little bit, give it some TLC, clean it, and totally going to be carrying this around with me. You can believe that with complete, utter confidence. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support lately. Go over, check me out on Patreon. Got my first monthly paid supporter the other day, and I really, really appreciate that. So if you could consider going over just a small amount every month, support me over on Patreon. Also check me out on Rumble, and definitely go over and check out gsquaredtactical.com. Buy some hats, shirts, cups, things like that to support your favorite 2A blue collar YouTube gun channel. And as always, make sure you know Jesus Christ is your Savior. And if you don't, you can ask me in the comment sections how you can know that for sure. And again, as always, to God be the glory. Have a great day. Hit the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe.